work are the people who come along and go, Tate this, maybe it's a scam. Idiots, peons. They will stay brokies and wagies forever. Leave them there, right? You need the people who don't quit. I don't quit. Every single facet of my life is testament to the fact that I don't quit. When people see my plane in the sky, you can say whatever you want about me. You can call me arrogant. You can call me anything you want, but you cannot call me a quitter. I didn't quit. So that's the difference. When it was hard, I did it anyway. That's who I've always been. And if you don't have that kind of tenacity, you're never going to be anything. So the people who come along and talk about passive income, they sound like quitters to me. They sound like people who don't want to work. I love work. I'm ready to work. I'll dig a hole. Bro, you offer me $1 billion right now and give me a shovel, I'll dig a hole. I don't give a fuck. Give me the shovel, give me the money. I will dig a hole. I'm not afraid of work.
One of the hustles that I want to move to that you've been involved in is casinos, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching a podcast and you overheard someone in the UFC or the Romanian UFC saying that they made $18 million a day in the casinos, right?
Yeah.
You don't own casinos.
Yes. So yeah, I have a stake in some casinos in Bucharest. COVID came along and made that a bit difficult.
Yep.
But that's another reason why you have to diversify, right? So I'm involved in the casino business. I'm involved in a bunch of businesses. But that's why you have to diversify, because COVID came along and wrecked a whole bunch of businesses, but then also it made others a whole ton of money. Mm-hmm. That's another thing about making money and networking and that kind of thing. Once you can diversify, it's amazing. So they say don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's half true. If you have something and it's working, yeah, focus on it, make a bunch of money, but then you need to diversify and make yourself anti-fragile, which I'm glad I did. So the casino business, it's kind of new. It's a few years old, but I can't say much about it because we had a 2.5-year gap where they closed everything. So we're just starting again. But at that time, also, crypto went to the moon. So I threw like 2 million in Bitcoin, went up to 20 million, whatever it went up to.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how it works. You got to have a lot of pans in the fire and you'll be okay. So yeah, I've got the casino business running. I've got a few things running. Got the war room as well, which is something else that we can talk about later on. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. But also diversification becomes very easy when you have a good team. It's amazing. Every single thing I talk about ties back to things we've already talked about before. We talked about having good people around you, right? So how can I run all these casinos while I'm not even there? Well, I got people around me who can do things for me. I got a good team of people. If you start with a good team, you're going to make it. That's really true. Brotherhood in and of itself is so valuable. If you sit around with 20 people and none of them are lazy and none of them are snakes, you're going to be fine. So you need to have people you can give word. This guy's in charge of this thing. That guy's in charge of this thing.
Delegate people, different roles, different tasks.
Absolutely. You got to have a team. You got to have a network. And my network is so strong. That's one of the big advantages I have. I have people around me who I can genuinely, seriously trust.
I want to ask you something, yeah?
Sure.
Everyone always asks about best advice you've ever received, right?
Yeah.
What's the worst advice anyone's ever given you?
That's a good question. I've seen a lot of bad advice on the internet. What's the worst advice anyone's ever given me personally? I never really listened to anybody. So it's hard for me to talk about advice because I never listened to it. The traditional path to wealth is terrible advice. To go to university, get a degree, get a job, blah, blah, blah. That's terrible advice. We already know that. We talked about that. I think follow your passion is also a terrible piece of advice.
Yeah?
Yeah. People say, hey, man, you need to find what you're passionate about and do that. And what they're trying to say is only do what you like because you have no motivation to do anything else. And motivation in and of itself is a scam. I don't believe in motivation. I believe in discipline. I am not motivated to do the things I'm supposed to do every day. I don't wake up full of like joy that I have to go to the gym or that I have to work or got to deal with crap. I don't feel motivated to do them. I'm disciplined. I do them regardless of how I feel. Whether I'm in the mood to do it or I'm not in the mood to do it, it gets done. That's discipline. Discipline's a real thing. Motivation is fleeting.
Yeah.
You're never going to be permanently motivated. So when someone comes along and says, oh, do what you're passionate about, what they're saying is you'll have endless motivation and then you'll be able to try hard. If you're the kind of person who can only try hard at something he enjoys, then you're going to fail. Because most things you enjoy don't pay any money. If they paid money, you wouldn't enjoy them.